Welcome to Seize the Mains by Malhotra's IAS Academy. I am Surbhi Sardana and this is Season 3 of our Daily Answer Writing Initiative. To just inform you, this is the last week of Seize the Mains, and from Monday onwards we will be focusing on your prelims preparation. So Seize the Mains would be stopped for a few months till the time we approach for UPSC Civil Services prelims, and after that we would resume again. So yes, practice in the last week of Seize the Mains and then we'll prepare for prelims together. See how this initiative runs. Basically, we have this full-fledged website rajayesacademy.com for your civil services journey. On the website there is this mains answer writing section. If you click on it, you will see all the questions and answers discussed on Seize the Mains till date. The questions that we've taken on Seize the Mains are strictly from current affairs, and they have been designed in a way that you might see many questions out of them, many topics out of them directly in your exams. If you're somebody who finds a problem with addressing directives of the question, or seeing or just deciding which content has to appear first and which content has to appear later in an answer, so that's the website for you. This is the initiative for you. This will teach you how to build yourself, build the skill of answer writing, and build yourself, prepare yourself for mains, for making it to the final list. Mains is very important. Now the topic for today is changing world order and foreign policy. So recently we've seen a lot of articles appearing in the Hindu, Economic Times, Indian Express regarding what is the changing world order about. So we started from bipolar world after World War II. We had two major powers, USA and the Soviet Union. Then we went on to unipolar world after the disintegration of Soviet Union in around 1990s, and we saw just one power emerging, that was USA. With the upcoming of China, and as Russia has grown stronger and as other powers are emerging, we see a multipolar world, and we do not know which power will emerge as the strongest one. So everybody, basically, they are increasing their deterrence powers, military powers, economic powers, plus the world is more integrated than ever before. So yes, changing world order and foreign policy would be the topic for today. Let's see what the question is. How would you explain the current global order? Toughest question for even experts right now. What are the foreign policy challenges faced by India with respect to the events of the past 2 years? Conclude your answer with a way forward. Answer in 250 words. So look at this question. The first part is basically analytical. Your editorials, which you are reading on a daily basis, make sure you write short notes of them, you highlight them, you cut important editorials and save them for your mains exam later. So how would you explain the current geopolitical order? That would be answered by those editorials themselves. What are the foreign policy challenges faced by India with respect to the events of past 2 years? So see, foreign policy challenges faced by India, I'm sure you must have done that in your international relations subject when you studied your GS static part of it. Now the question is demanding just the past 2 years of events and how has it impacted India. So there is a catch here. This is going to be a little tricky, but stand your ground. Conclude your answer with a way forward. Conclude your answer with a way forward for India. What should India do in such a situation? Answer in 250 words, and let's start writing the answer. You can also send your answers to us at rajayesacademy.com in the comment section for question 204. So yes, introduction, starting with the introduction, let's talk about how would you explain the current geopolitical order. So basically, talk about the recent happenings that are the events that are taking place. Looking at China's rapid rise, one, and Russia's aggressive foreign policy. The theme of discussion in global politics right now is USA, Russia and China. So USA has stayed there, China has seen a rapid rise, and Russia has pursued an aggressive foreign policy. So it appears that the global order is undergoing a transition. This is very important here, and this is the third transition, that the first two being the bipolar world that led to the US and Soviet Union after World War II, and the second one was unipolarity established following the disintegration of Soviet Union in 1991, with the US being its center. So now we are undergoing a third transition. It has been said the US still remains the world's most powerful military power, but the US's ability to shape geopolitical outcomes is clearly in decline. Earlier, USA used to decide, and it used to decide for many developed and developing countries as well. But right now, the power hold of USA that has declined, and that has been seen in the previous years as well. So it was seen in its withdrawal from Afghanistan after 20 years of war, or the Russian invasion of Ukraine. These are two most important events from the past 2 years, where withdrawal of USA from Afghanistan was seen and Russia's invasion of Ukraine was seen. So during the Cold War, the world was divided into two ideologies and two systems. So that was since there till even that time there could be a balance that could be maintained. But today's world is much more diverse ideologically, very ideologically diverse, but integrated economically. So you cannot just do away with relations with any of the countries, because all the systems, they are basically integrated economically, and hence there is lack of clarity on which direction the world is headed towards, and it makes it very difficult for countries like India, for developing countries like India, for to decide a foreign policy. And the following foreign policy challenges might appear, and they have been seen in the recent times. The challenges are entirely new in the new global disorder, the arena of the looming US-China great power contest that is looming in Asia. That is the challenge that India faces. It is unfolding right in India's neighborhood. So India does not have a way out of this. Secondly, the power balance between India and China that is playing, plus China is in our neighborhood, so it affects us a lot, and China has been siding with Pakistan. China is also raising its strength and power in your Indian Ocean countries and South Asian region. So besides the border situation with China, it is hostile after the Galwan incident. Then the third one is regarding Russia. Russia has always been a fair weather friend of India, but Russia's actions have not been very good. So India, time and again, we had to abstain from voting against Russia in United Nations Security Council resolutions. So Russia's invasion of Ukraine has complicated India's options further. Whether we take a side of Russia, because we are dependent on a lot of defense imports from Russia and whatnot. On the other side, India also has a value-based foreign policy, and the actions of Russia are against our values. So what stand do we take? So Russia is a traditional partner with which India has deep defense ties. The West's move to isolate Russia and Europe would push the country further into the Chinese embrace. That would happen. India has time and again abstained from voting at UN General Assembly resolution. Pardon me, it's not UNSC, it's UN General Assembly resolution that condemns Russia's invasion of Ukraine. And India is under huge pressure from its partners to take a more critical position on Russia's actions. Finally, the fifth one, in continental Asia, India sees a different set of challenges, especially after the US's withdrawal from Afghanistan and the Taliban's return to power. So you might see a lot of terrorism rising, and India is impacted very much by increasing levels of terrorism. We have seen that in the past with your 2008 attacks, with the parliament attacks. So this is something, because it is right in our neighborhood, that can create a problem as far as the Asian continent is concerned. So we have this continental issue also. Now what can be your way forward? Your way forward is either take side of some country. Again, you have to side by your non-alignment policy also, but now there are other powers emerging. So either take side of some country or fight against another country. So for fighting capabilities, yes, we are increasing our deterrence powers, increasing our missiles, nuclear arsenal probably, and our technical powers also. On the other hand, if you want to take a side of a country, which country has it to be? Is it supposed to be USA? Is it supposed to be Russia? Or which country? So the way forward for Indian foreign policy establishment. First of all, any policy decision should factor in the above mentioned delicate challenges underway in global politics. All the above challenges should be taken into mind, and hence India should prepare itself for a prolonged strategic competition with China. This is a fact that we cannot ignore. We cannot have friendly relations with China, especially in the near future. So prolonged strategic competition with China, that is something we can prepare for. And India's primary focus should be to transforming itself economically and militarily, because that's how China also came to the forefront. China became a global superpower just because it transformed itself economically and militarily. So it should stay focused on its rise and bridging the gap with China, which is basically widening with time. Then it should present itself as a natural stabilizing partner power in South Asia and the Indian Ocean region, so that your island nations or other small nations or other weaker nations basically rely on you, they trust on you, and they see you as their own leader. Then India has to address its continental security challenges and manage its inroads into Central Asia, whether it's your Shahabad project, whether it is the INSTC, or other projects, other linkages projects, you need to have a solution to this continental security problem, and this problem can only be sorted out when you have more presence and more connectivity with these places. So for this, India has to work with Eurasian powers such as Russia and Iran, both of which are at odds with the US. There is this CAATSA Act, or CAATSA is in prevalence, and under that act, both Iran and Russia have been sanctioned, and our relations are continuously monitored with these two countries. So yes, if you establish good relations with these two countries, USA does not like it. So now in the conclusion is basically here an extension of the way forward that the question has demanded us. So the first one is that abandoning its strategic autonomy and joining a US-led bloc, that is one solution, but that would limit India's option in the new world. Secondly, it will also provoke China. Third one, an open conflict with China, it doesn't serve our interest. We do not want violence, and there could be many power centers in the new world order. This can be seen from the things that we have discussed in the content for this answer, and hence India should opt for multi-engagement, non-multi-alignment, as some experts have suggested, for a multipolar world. Do not have good relations with just one country. Have good relations, try to have good relations, if not militarily, at least on an economic front. Have like good economic relations with multiple countries, or based on cultural ties. Some area needs to be good with all the countries. So also India should aim to create new pillars of the new order by engagement and partnership with middle powers, with like similar countries with like same economic or military prowess as India. So have good relations with them, because the problems would be same for those countries also, and hence collective solutions can be worked out. So yes, that's your answer for the day. Look for question 204 on the website rajayesacademy.com. Check the link in the description, that will directly take you to our website. Click on mains answer writing section that appears here. In the mains answer writing section, look for content on question number 204. So that's your answer for the day. Stay tuned to the channel. We are bringing up new initiatives very soon for your prelims preparation, and for current affairs coverage, and to be a part of your journey in becoming a civil servant. So yes, stay tuned. All the best and keep working hard.